Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we'll be doing a guide for the quest Peacekeeping mission given by Peacekeeper in Escape from Tarkov. This quest is given by Peacekeeper after the completion of the quest Lend-Lease Part 2 and requires you to kill 12 scavs on 4 different maps: Customs, Interchange, Shoreline, and Woods. The kicker of the quest is that you must be wearing the UNTAR helmet and the UNTAR armored vest, and the kills must be obtained using an M4A1 assault rifle. As a head start for the quest, Peacekeeper provides the necessary helmet, armor, and M4 as well as some spare magazines as initial equipment. Now, I could simply say kill 12 scavs on each map and call it there, but rather I'll try to provide some tips on each map to minimize deaths and maximize scav kills. We'll start off with some tips that should be relevant in all maps. Number 1. Slow and steady will win the race. There's no reason at spawn to rush for scav kills. Regardless of the map that you're on, it doesn't hurt you to take your time. Keep in mind, during this entire quest, you're cosplaying as a blueberry. You stick out like a sore thumb to PMCs who will spot you easily and harvest you for a free M4. Keep a low profile for the first couple of minutes, let other PMCs lay waste to one another and extract, while you stay in raid and take out both scavs and player scavs behind the scenes. Number 2. Avoid high traffic areas. If you're in Interchange, don't go near Kiba. If you're in Customs, don't go near dorms. If you're in Shoreline, don't go near the health resort. Loot is not your goal. Your goal is to not load into a map 5 times because you keep getting killed before you find scavs. If these areas are on your itinerary for a raid, the least you can do is wait till the raid is nearly over for most of the PMCs to have cleared out. Number 3. If you have the money, a suppressor helps. A bit of an obvious one, but again, you want to stay away from the action. If you start melting scavs unsuppressed, you may be attracting a horde of unwanted attention. Number 4. If all else fails, try some night raids. This is one that I didn't personally do myself, but it's worth mentioning. If you have the luxury of going during the night, you'll be harder to spot and scavs will be much easier to find as they often have flashlights. Interchange is a great map for this regardless, as it is well lit during any time of the day. Now we'll get into some more of the map specific tips, starting with Interchange. Here's a map of Interchange. By no means is this map all encompassing, but I have circled areas where you can find scavs, as well as having the circles color coded to provide an insight of how contentious these areas are. A green circle signifies that for the most part, you won't have to worry about players starting a firefight with you. A yellow circle signifies that while it's relatively safe, you may run into some players along the way. Finally, a red circle indicates that while you may find scavs in these locations, you will probably also be contending for these areas with players. Be careful in these areas if you choose to go there. The parking garages are one of your greatest assets. You have dozens of ways to maneuver the map using these garages and can make it to any part of the map by using them. Have you killed all the scavs outside of the Ollie cash registers but now need to get to Idea without being detected? Just use the garages. Dim the lights a tad. It pains me to see that BSG has so many destructible lights in their maps that people don't take advantage of. If you find yourself inside a firefight inside the store or want to get from point A to point B without being seen, try shooting out the lights in the area. You'll be harder to see and it may save you in a pinch. Next up, we have Customs. Once again, we'll start off with a map. We'll follow the same system as we did before with the circles, with the addition of blue circles indicating possible sniper scav spawns. They'll be located on top of large buildings and hills and can be an easy count towards your quest if you know where to look for them. I find Customs to be a harder to navigate map, so I'd recommend taking this map very slow. Stay away from quest locations if you can help it. If you are this deep in the Peacekeeper questline, presumably you know the dozens of quest locations located throughout the map. My best advice is to avoid these areas to limit the amount of PMCs that you run into. If you're trying to get from one side of the map to the other, I would recommend using the northern region filled with trees. You may very well run into PMCs along the way, but at the very least you have plenty of cover to run through to avoid an unnecessary gunfight. Following the order, we now have Shoreline. Here's the map that I've made for Shoreline. Similar to Customs, blue dots signify sniper scavs, which can certainly come in clutch for getting the 12 kills needed. I shouldn't have to mention this, but don't even bother with the sanatorium. For any scav that you'll also find 3 beefy PMCs. Avoid empty fields. Once again, an obvious one, but if you start to take fire in the middle of a field, you might as well hand the other PMCs your blueberry outfit without the fight. While it certainly benefits you on other maps, an optic that grants you enhanced vision really comes in handy on this map. Scavs located in sniper spots or on Scav Island are much easier to kill, and it saves you time in the long run. You'll notice a lot of green circles on this map. That's because for the most part in these areas, Scav kills are going to be uncontested. That being said, maneuvering over to these throughout the map can be tricky, as PMCs love to wait for actions in cutoff zones such as the pier, sanatorium, and power station. Be wary of these areas. Just avoid the swamp, trust me. Finally, we come to woods. Alright, same as before, let's look at the map. Okay, a little zoomed in, there we go. Oh, yeah. Well, let's just say Woods and I aren't a match made in heaven. Jokes aside, if you're wanting this guide specifically for the map Woods, I don't like this map, and my distaste for it probably coincides well with the fact that I don't perform well on this map. As an aside, it took me 1 raid to complete the kills on Interchange. It took me 1 raid to complete the kills on Shoreline. It took me 2 raids to complete the kills on Customs. On Woods, I just stopped counting. I was too pissed off. My tips are more of a culmination of my mistakes rather than my prowess. Don't go near the sawmill. Just don't. If you hear Sturman, don't go after him. Don't. Please don't. Surprisingly, at least for me, Sniper Rock Scav and the scavs beneath it were relatively uncontested. That being said, don't try to look on top of the Sniper Rock for scavs down below. This comes from experience. If all else fails, just give in to frustration. Only bring in a stock M4 with iron sights with 1 magazine, and kill more scavs in 2 raids than you did for the previous couple of hours. Verifiable, it works. For completing this quest, you are rewarded with 25,500 experience points, 30 rounds of M61 ammo, 2 pairs of the GP and VG18 night vision goggles, a modded Model 700 sniper rifle, and the ability to purchase the CQC Osprey MK4A plate carrier from Peacekeeper Loyalty Level 4. Additionally, your reputation with Peacekeeper will improve by 0.04. If you enjoyed the content, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching, and good luck in your raids.